I wanted to make a follow-up to last week's video where I was unmasking sugar baddies and the hidden sugars in our everyday foods. And one of the questions, the most common question that I was asked following on from that video was, well, we recognise that we're not supposed to be eating so much sugar, but what are the alternatives? Are there sugar alternatives that are safe to use? And it's a really good question. This was one of the sugar baddies from last week's video, you might recognise it, and my point with this product was that it's got 13 teaspoons of sugar in, which is more than double the World Health Organisation's new recommendations. It's really easy to think, well, okay, I won't drink this, I'll drink this alternative. It's got no sugar in. It's actually got a sugar alternative, a sweetener instead. And in this particular brand, that sweetener is primarily aspartame. Aspartame is, well, primarily the ingredient is aspartic acid. And that's known technically as an excitotoxin. The word toxin in there is probably a bit of a giveaway to what I'm about to say next. What excitotoxins do is they basically stimulate your brain cells into dying. It stimulates your brain cells to death. So if this had been a feature in my last video on Hollywood sugar baddies, this would be in a category all of its own. It would be in literally the brain-eating zombie category. That means that it's actually responsible for many health conditions that are prevalent in our society. And what I mean by that are conditions like migraines, headaches, weight gain, chronic fatigue, anxiety, memory loss, insomnia, and long term it's actually been attributed to conditions like Alzheimer's disease. So when you're drinking something like this, you really need to bear in mind of the consequences of what you're doing. When it comes to natural sweeteners, the buzzword at the moment is stevia. That's actually the leaf of a plant, and it's many hundreds of times sweeter than sugar. And it also, the way that it behaves in your body is it doesn't spike your blood sugars. So it's really been touted as the new miracle alternative to sugar and artificial sweeteners. But I do have a word of caution, because now that it's so popular, it's being marketed as products like this one here. There's Truvia and Purevia, and I'm sure that you'll find others on your supermarket shelves. But I just want to show you something. This stuff is incredibly similar to sugar. It's a white granulated product. But let me show you this. This is actually natural dried leaves of stevia. There you go. Green, just looks like a herb. Can you imagine the processing that has gone in to creating this white product from this raw natural ingredient? It doesn't end there actually, because when I look at the ingredients of this stevia derived product, and I say that because it's actually 1% stevia leaf extract, and the other ingredients are basically bulking agents. So what you're getting is a very small amount of stevia, an awful lot of processing, and bulking agents that you really, you'd need a chemistry degree to figure out what actually is in this product apart from the 1% stevia. So what I would recommend, and what I do recommend to my clients, is, you know what, stevia, great. Doesn't spike your blood sugars, it's a natural ingredient. Experiment with it, use it, but try and buy this whole leaf product. It might not look as pretty, it might take a little bit more energy and creativity. You can crumble it into smoothies, and you can even sweeten breakfast porridges and things like that with it. And these are the things that I use stevia for. So we're making progress with the natural sweetness. But what I want to show you is something that I use in my life and I recommend to my clients to actually bring in natural healthy sweetness when it's needed. And that's these. You'll probably recognise these as dates. And what you're getting when you're using dates is not only a lovely natural deep sweetness that really satisfies your appetite, but also you're getting a really powerful punch of fibre. And that fibre combined with the sweetness actually helps to slow down the effect on your blood sugars. So these aren't going to spike your blood sugars in the same way as these highly refined products that we've been highlighting. Dates like this, you can chop them into breakfast porridges, mueslis, you can use them in baking, and they're amazing in smoothies. And if you're thinking that it's a little bit too much effort to just sort of de-stone them and chop them first thing in the morning for your breakfast, it gets even easier. Because what I make is this stuff here, and nothing looks more natural than that, does it? All this is about this amount of dates soaked in water and then blended. So what I've got here is basically a date syrup, but it still contains all of the fibre of those dates. It's very minimally processed. I wouldn't really consider that processing at all. And you can just pour this into smoothies, into your breakfast cereals. You can use it in baking. You can even sweeten teas and coffees with this, and you're going to be getting an extra hit of fibre if you do that. So your body's really going to love you for that. So my takeaway for this video is this. If it's processed, it's been processed for a reason, and that reason isn't your health. These have been made by food manufacturers to make money. They don't particularly have your best health in mind. If you can actually take the time to buy natural products and create your own natural alternatives, then your body will love you for it. Below this video, you'll find some more information on the naturally sweet foods that I've been showcasing today. And you'll also find the recipe for my date syrup. And I hope you give it a go because it's so easy and quick to make, and it will really make a difference to your health. So if you've liked this video, please give it a like, share it with anybody that you think will find it useful. And you can also catch plenty more information like this over on my website, which is lifeafterbread.co.uk. And thanks for watching.